All eyes are going to be over the Western Caribbean and the southern Gulf of Mexico over the next couple of days. Unfortunately, at the very least, it looks like we're going to have a rainy Labor Day weekend here in Acadiana, but there is a potential that we could see some tropical development down to our south. Here's the way it looks on the satellite imagery. Again, right now we're just looking at a bit of a tropical wave. Quite a bit of moisture associated with this tropical wave, and it is drifting off toward the west-northwest. Now keep in mind that the Gulf of Mexico is very warm. Now this is our futurecast. This is one of the computer models that we use in-house, and it is indicating a tropical system developing and then moving northward and then maybe stalling out here over the middle part of the Gulf of Mexico. This is our RPM model, or what we call the Rapid Precision Mesoscale, which is a high-resolution model that we use pretty much every day here in the Storm Team 3 Weather Lab, and it's fairly dependent, especially when we get those afternoon showers and thunderstorms or the lack of rainfall that we've seen most of the summertime months. Now, this is also another model. This is the North American model. And this is also indicating the potential for a tropical system to develop and lift northward toward the southwest Louisiana, northeast Texas Gulf Coast. Although in this particular model, it brings the system right about in here and then kind of loops it around and then possibly over the future kind of brings it back into that direction. So that's another scenario. Now this is the global forecast system, which is one of the more common models that are used, and this is also indicating a low pressure area developing, although considerably weaker than some of the previous two models. But in the future, this one actually drifts it off well toward the northeast. Now the difference between the three are the first two have been very consistent over the model run time period. So a model that ran 4 times ago looks very similar to the one that we have right now, while the global forecast system, or the GFS, has seen a number of different scenarios, bringing it over toward Texas, another one bringing it toward southwest Louisiana, another one having it come around New Orleans, now over toward Florida, even one that kind of loops around and comes back down to the south. So a little more inconsistent on the GFS. Now, one of the things that we do look at is wind shear, and there's some significant wind shear that's going to be up along the northern Gulf Coast, which may show that the RPM model is overplaying itself a little bit, but in the areas where we may see tropical development, we don't have a whole lot of wind shear out here, and that's basically where we're expecting the tropical system to develop. Also, the waters are very, very warm in this particular area too, and then there's also what we call the loop current, which is an eddy of warm waters that kind of comes around in this area here, and as tropical systems have come across that loop current, we've seen rapid intensification. So if this is the scenario with low wind shear and that loop current in place, we could see a strong tropical storm or possibly a strong hurricane out over the southern Gulf of Mexico that wouldn't really be inhibited by any wind shear along the northern Gulf Coast. So here's what we're going to go with right now. At the very least, we're going to see some rain over the weekend. Heaviest amounts of rain will remain in the offshore waters, although the latest model runs have seen some of the rainfall totals increasing across southeastern Louisiana and parts of Acadiana there too. And looking at the national picture, the only things that we can see that would pick up this particular tropical system is a frontal boundary that's well out to the northwest, but a lot of the models we've been seeing bring that frontal boundary basically off to about the central part of the plains, maybe down in here, and then lifting back toward the north. So that would tend to keep the tropical system out over the waters, which may be one of the reasons why some of the models are keeping the low pressure area festering in the Gulf for some time to come. Now right now we're starting to see some of the scattered showers and thunderstorms over the eastern Gulf of Mexico, a few showers right along the coast near the mouth of the Mississippi. And we'll see hot temperatures again today as temperatures climb into the mid to upper 90s and our heat index climbing over 100 degrees once again. Now, as we look ahead into Thursday, it looks like we'll start out with some scattered showers, possibly some thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast, and those will be drifting westward. I think our rain chances will start to come into play tomorrow afternoon and then stick around for the remainder of the week. We're going to go with temperatures up around 100 degrees. We'll go 101 for the high. Overnight falling back to 75 under mostly clear skies, and then we go into tomorrow, temperatures around 92, but we'll throw in a 50% chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, and it looks like as we move ahead, rain chances are going to stay pretty significant on through the weekend. weekend. Temperatures, though, may hover in the upper 80s with overnight lows dropping into the 70s. But we'll continue to get more model runs over the next several hours and next coming days. Of course, Rob Perillo will have more tonight at 5, 6, and 10, and we'll review all the models again early Thursday morning on Good Morning Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker in the Storm Team 3 Weather Lab. Thanks for visiting katc.com.